Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel, guys. So what we have for you guys today is going to be another episode of the Championship Transfer Rumour Roundup, and I'm not gonna lie, this may be one of the most crazy episodes that I've gone ahead and brought to you guys so far. We have some ridiculous rumours which are currently flying around the Championship, which we will be discussing in today's video, guys. So as always, I'd be very interested to hear what your guys' latest opinions are on all of the action currently going around the Championship. And if you've seen the transfer rumour go around the Championship, which we've not mentioned in this video, feel free to leave it in the comments down below, because we've got a lot to talk over in this video, and the transfer rumours just seem to be getting crazier and crazier. So if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like. It is always massively appreciated. As well as that, make sure you do subscribe for some regular Championship content. But apart from that, guys, let's go ahead and talk about some action. So before we get into any of the transfers, actually, we have to quickly brush over some of the recent managerial appointments which have gone through in the Championship. Both Sheffield Wednesday and Nottingham Forest have recently appointed their new managers, so I'll be interested to hear from fans of both clubs as to what do you make of your new manager, and do you think you will be a success under them? And general fans of the Championship, who do you think will go ahead and do a better job while they're in charge? Do you think Forest will do better over the next few years, or do you think it will be Sheffield Wednesday? I've got to say, for Forest, I was very impressed with the appointment of Aita Karanki. You know, the job he was able to do with Middlesbrough in the Championship when they were in probably a similar situation to what Forest are in now. I think it was a really good decision from Forest to go ahead and get that. I do think that their squad needs quite a bit of work to be done, but I think Karanka is the right man. And talking over some manager news, actually, we also saw Gary Rowett go ahead and sign a new long-term contract at Derby County, and that is absolutely huge for Derby. At one point, actually, Rowett was odds on to become the new Stoke City manager, so for Derby to tie him down to a new long-term deal is massive for them going forward. So guys, just before we do get into any of the transfer rumours, we will quickly talk over some of the recent completed deals which have gone through in the Championship. So we of course saw Billy Bowden complete his transfer to Preston North End. I'm very impressed by this transfer, actually, of course. Scored 10 goals so far in League One from the wing, so I think that's a good deal for Preston. We saw Liam Walsh go ahead and make his move to Bristol City. And Bristol City fans, I'd be interested to hear what your opinion was of the game last night against Manchester City. Now, when I'm currently recording this video, it's currently 1-1 and has been a pretty decent game so far, but it's currently 1-1 when I'm recording this video. What do you guys make of that? But talking over Liam Walsh, I think that's an incredibly good sign, actually. I saw a lot of Everton fans who were disappointed to be losing out on his services, and from what I've seen of him, he's a very talented player at only 20 years old. We saw Barnsley complete the transfer of Kiefer Moore. He completed the move from Ipswich Town for a fee believed to be in the region of 750k. This is probably a good deal for both sides, as he couldn't really get going at Ipswich, but when they did loan him out to Rotherham earlier in the season, he did go ahead and bag 13 goals for them in League One, so it could be a good deal for Barnsley. We also saw Sheffield United go ahead and snap up the highly talented Ryan Leonard from Southend United, and this is a massive transfer, actually, of course, with Paul Coos being on the long-term injury list for Sheffield United. I thought it was crucial that they did sign a player for that midfield who's got a player with a bundle of energy, and that comes in the form of Ryan Leonard. He's a fantastic player for them, probably has been one of the most consistent performers in League One in the past few years, actually, and he's more than deserved his move up to the Championship. I think he'll do very well at Sheffield United. And we also saw Wolves go ahead and complete the signing of Rafa Mir from Valencia, and the crazy thing about this transfer was actually Real Madrid were also interested in this guy, but Wolves managed to go ahead and beat Madrid to his signature, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of this guy. I believe the fee in the end was around about 1.5 million, so not really that much in the grand scheme of things for a 20 years old player who does seem to have a lot of potential. But if you think that transfer is crazy, just wait until we get into some of these rumours. So there were some of the recent transfers which have gone through in the Championship. I'm sure I will have missed out a couple of them, as we do need to get into some transfer rumours today, guys, and boy, we have a lot to talk over. So realistically, guys, there is only one place we can start, and if you've not seen this so far, let me break the news to you now. Wolves have had a bid rejected from AC Milan for their striker Andre Silva for a reported 34.7 million. oh boy, I just don't know anymore. What is this transfer window coming to? I don't know. But when Wolves are involved, you can never rule them out, you know. In the summer transfer window, when they were being linked to Ruben Neves, not many people were taking Wolves that seriously early on in that transfer window. You know, they were being linked to Ruben Neves. A lot of people just dismissed that, thought it was a silly transfer rumour. When that deal went ahead and went over the line, a lot of people started talking about Wolves like they could be the real deal, both this season and going forward into the Premier League where they should go. And Andre Silva seems to be the next one in that line. And reportedly they are, of course, lining up a second bid for Andre Silva. In the Serie A this season, he's actually yet to score, but in the Europa League, he's gone ahead and scored 8 goals out of his 10 appearances. And this link doesn't really come as a massive surprise, as of course we have Jorge Mendes working behind the scenes at Wolves, of course. Andre Silva being a Portuguese player, played, I think, with Nuno at Porto as well. He's played with Ruben Neves as well, so he does have quite a few links to Wolves. But if this transfer comes over the line, Jesus, I'm honestly speechless about this one. What do you guys make of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, talking over Wolves, we also saw them go ahead and be linked to Robbie Keane as well. That was a transfer rumour which did caught me off guard a little bit, of course. He did used to play for Wolves back in the day. He's currently playing in the Indian Super League. Could I see this one happening? I'm not so sure. Another transfer rumour currently going around the Championship is that of Lewis Graben, of course. He's recently been recalled from Sunderland to go back to his parent club, Bournemouth, who have the intention to go ahead and sell him straight away. And of course, there will be a lot of Championship clubs interested, as he did manage to go ahead and score 12 goals in his 19 appearances for a very really struggling Sunderland side, actually. And it does leave Sunderland in a bit of a bad situation, as they have now lost their goal scorer as well. But currently the sides being reportedly interested in Lewis Graben are Cardiff, Aston Villa, Bristol City and Fulham. And so apparently as well, this guy won't come cheap. The fee currently being talked about is around about £7 million. David Cottrell's been linked around the Championship at the moment, with him now being a free agent after he was released from Birmingham. He's been linked with quite a few clubs, been linked with Reading, Ipswich, QPR, Derby and Nottingham Forest. At the age of 30, I still think he can do a job in the Championship. Fulham's midfielder Kevin McDonald is currently being linked with a move to both Middlesbrough and Sheffield Wednesday, and currently the fee being talked about is only £1.5 million, which to me doesn't actually seem that expensive. Whenever I've been able to see Kevin McDonald play, he's always been a player who has been very impressive, you know, quite like that all-round midfielder, and I think that he'd slot perfectly into a midfield side of either Middlesbrough or Sheffield Wednesday. But I'd be quite surprised if Fulham were willing to let him go, really. Another midfielder being talked about at the moment in the Championship is that of Ryan Woods of Brentford. He's currently being linked with a move to both Birmingham and Derby County. Whenever I've got to see Ryan Woods play, I've been very impressed. A very tenacious midfielder who's brilliant at breaking up play in the middle of the park. And of course, with Birmingham going ahead and raiding Brentford in the summer for a couple of players, they seem to be going back in January. And some transfer news which I know no Barnsley fans wants to hear me say, but that is that Tom Bradshaw is being linked with a move away from Barnsley. Now currently this season he is their top scorer with 11 goals in all competitions, and if Tom Bradshaw was to leave Barnsley, that would leave them in a really bad situation. I'm not going to lie about that. And currently the sides being talked about who are interested are Reading, Ipswich and Queen's Park Rangers, and with all of them probably in need of strengthening their attacking force, especially Reading. You know, I think it's massive, it's crucial for them that in this transfer window they need to sign a striker. But Tom Bradshaw probably won't be cheap, but Barnsley, they can't afford to lose him. Michael Preston are currently being linked with a move for Oxford United midfielder Ryan Ledson, and this is a transfer which I would really like to see go through. You know, it fits into the club model which Preston go about, you know, buying young players, but I don't think Ryan Ledson's going to be cheap. You know, he has attracted quite a bit of interest from a couple other Championship clubs as well. Reportedly, Preston had a bid of 500k turned down by Oxford United, so it's yet to be seen how much it's going to cost to actually tempt Oxford to go ahead and sell him. But what I've seen of him, he is a very talented midfielder, and quite a bit like Ben Pearson, actually. And talking about Ben Pearson, we also saw Ben Pearson go ahead and be linked to Burnley in the Premier League. Now, since that rumour has come out, there have been reports come out of Burnley that this rumour is actually false, and thank God for that. You know, when this rumour came out and I saw that Ben Pearson was being linked to Burnley, I'm not gonna lie, my heart did skip a beat. I'm not in the right mindset to be losing Ben Pearson at this point in time. He's without a doubt the heartbeat of this current Preston side, and I mean, he wouldn't go go for cheap. Preston are also been linked with a move for Connor Simpson, of course, only 17 years old, currently playing for Hartlepool, and I believe he's yet to sign a professional contract with them, but Preston are in the interest of the services of this guy, being tipped as the next Andy Carroll by some people. Then we do move on into a very interesting transfer rumour. That is Alex Pritchard, who has been linked to the Premier League in Huddersfield Town. Now, sure, to Norwich fans, this will come as no surprise here, and it does come as no surprise that Huddersfield are interested, and there have been contrasting reports going about what they've actually gone ahead and offered. Some people suggesting it's been 5 million, some people suggesting it's being 11 million, but in my opinion, both of them do fall short of his actual value. Norwich fans, what would it take you to go ahead and sell Alex Pritchard? We're also seeing Anthony Pilkington being linked with a move away from Cardiff City. This doesn't really come as a massive surprise, as he's not really been able to get into that side so far this season. You know, with some of their other wide players being in sparkling form this season, in the likes of Junior Hoylett and Mendes Leon, Pilkington hasn't really been able to forge his way into that side, and currently the sides being interested are Bolton, Ipswich and Barnsley. And then the last transfer rumour to go ahead and talk over, this seems to be one that which crops up every transfer window actually, but that is Ryan Sessegnon being linked with a move away from Fulham, and some of the clubs currently interested are absolutely mad. He's been linked with a move to Spurs, Chelsea, Man United, Man City and also Real Madrid are all said to be interested in Ryan Sessegnon, and so far this season he's of course been able to score 7 goals and got 4 assists, and without a doubt, you know, one of the most promising players in the Championship. So my question to Fulham fans is, what do you currently value Ryan Sessegnon at? You know, with some of the current inflated prices going around the Premier League and in the Championship as well, he's not going to go for cheap. I'd also like to know from Fulham fans, what do you think is Sessegnon's best position? Do you think he's best as a fullback or as a winger, as he has played in both positions so far this season and has looked fairly good in both of them? So there you guys have it. There were some of the recent transfer rumours which are currently going around the Championship. So I said at the start, guys, we have some mad rumours going around, so I'd be very interested to know what is your opinion of all the rumours currently going around the Championship. Let me know in the comments down below. But other than that, guys, that will now wrap it up for this video. So if you have enjoyed, make sure you leave a like. It is always massively appreciated. As well as that, make sure you subscribe for some regular Championship content, and check out all the other links in the description down below. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.